bitch. That's just how I feel. Just how I feel.
Till we break the code. No way, hit the brakes when they on patrol. No way, leave the last one out to get the stove. No way, love one of you buckethead hoes. No way.
Me and my niggas tryna get it, yeah bitch. Yeah bitch. Hit that house, they tell me is you with it, yeah bitch. Yeah bitch. Home invasion was persuasive. What's persuasive? What's persuasive? From 9 to 5, I know it's vacant, yeah bitch. Yeah bitch. Dream the living life like that.
Follow me.
The time is currently the time is currently 5:35 a.m. As you can see, I'm here in the studio, guys. Why am I up so early, you ask? I do not fucking know. Today is actually the day that I'm doing my first ever studio lighting workshop, and man, I can't lie to y'all, I'm really tired right now. I haven't slept yet. I'm going on a day and a half of no sleep. I took like a hour nap at my mom's crib today because I had to do a shoot in my hometown, but other than that, yeah, no sleep or nothing. This workshop was literally like spur of the moment for me, man. I never like, you know what I'm saying? I know you need action behind words in order to actually make things happen. I'm a firm believer of that. So time and time again, I've done that. And this is one of those things where it's like, okay, talked about doing a workshop. You talked about this, that, and the third. Now let's do it. So I just set up a date with my dog, Samaya, Sexual Essentials. She does van life and all that as well. She has a content house. I'm using the content house for what we're doing today, the workshop. I'm so thankful to have her as a friend. I'm so thankful to have that connection with her as a friend, you know what I'm saying? Samaya, that's my dog. Without her, I could not be doing this how I'm doing it right now. She's provided me the space. Although it's not the biggest space in order to like house like a bunch of photographers and whatnot, we're making do with what we got. So the workshop's gonna be 10 people, 2 sessions, 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock. And yeah, man, like, I've never done a workshop before. All I've done is like pre-record videos on how I do this and how I do that. But I guess I'm gonna be doing it live in front of 20 people. Hopefully everybody shows up for their sessions. If they don't, it's okay. It's gonna be recorded. And right now I'm really just talking to myself. But it's a vlog anyway, so it is what it is, it ain't what it ain't. But yeah, y'all boys, man, I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm a little scared, not gonna lie either. I could be vulnerable and say that, you know, as a man, people be thinking we gotta be tough and all this, that, and the third, but nah, man, I'm a little, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, are they gonna like what I tell them? Are they gonna be, you know, is it good enough for them? Is what I'm telling them too basic? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, questions like that pop up in my head a lot. Like, even now while driving, like, I'm just gonna be, you know what I'm saying, I'm jotting down notes on things I could talk about, things I should talk about. Because like I said, this is like a spur of the moment thing. I didn't make no flyer, I didn't do this, that, and the third. All I did was drop some studio pictures on my story and told people, hey, I'm doing a workshop the 23rd. Who wanna pull up, join the Patreon. Dropped it in the Patreon, people wanted to join. People wanted it. So, now we're here, the day of. I wish I could have rested a little bit more. I wish I could have been in Atlanta actually already now, so I wouldn't have to, like, you know, drive straight into there and just get right into it. But it is what it is when you're doing this type of thing, you know. Thankful for it all at the end of the day though, because like I said, I never in my life thought I'd be doing something like this, like teaching things and all this and that, man. But hey, life throws curveballs, bro. You just gotta rock with them and switch up the way you back. So. Yeah, man, what I'm doing right now, I'm just about to basically pack up what I think I need to bring to this workshop. I'm definitely gonna bring this 7-foot umbrella because this is the main light source that I use. I'm gonna be bringing this, I think this is like a 20 or a 30 inch, anywhere between 20 to 30 inch softbox I got from GVM. I'm gonna be bringing a strip box as well. I feel like I should bring 2 strip boxes, but I'm probably just gonna bring 1. I don't want to load up too much equipment. You know, I don't have a lot of space in my charger. I need a truck. I really need a truck. But once I get out of that, I'll look for one. I'm gonna be bringing a reflector. I'm gonna be bringing the actual beauty dish, this right here that I be using outside as well, because I'm gonna be going over like a lighting setup that I use outside all the time too. And yeah, that's honestly about it. I might bring a bigger beauty dish as well, like one of my bigger Easy Lock beauty dishes, just to go over that in case people don't have like, you know, an umbrella or something like that, you know. But yeah, right now that's all I'm doing. I'm just packing stuff up, and then I'm gonna go pick up KD, right hand man, BTS guy, man. He, you know, records everything for me. So he had a free day today, so he's gonna be recording a workshop for y'all boys, for me to, you know what I'm saying, put out there for y'all. And yeah, I'm gonna make magic, man. So let me quit rambling, because I am on a time crunch. I need to be in Atlanta before 10. Shout out to Jason too, dog. Jason, that's my dog now. I shot with her a couple months back for a video in Atlanta in the content house. Went amazing. She's a great vibe, very great model, beautiful young lady. And yeah, I'm glad to have built that connection as well. So, because we're going to go get her we're going to go pick her up as well. She's going to be the model for both sessions today. And yeah, we're just going to create some dope ass, you know what I'm saying, some dope ass 1-2 light setup photos. And I'm going to teach people how to, you know what I'm saying, tweak the ISO and shutter and light power and all that cool stuff, man. I'm excited, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I am a little jittery too. I haven't even drunk an energy drink yet, because I'm gonna need to drink like at least 2. But we're gonna get it done, so let's get into it. It's time to quit talking about it, and it's time to be about it, baby. Shit, let's do it.
Feeling like a zoo type mix. Shot, stripping, taking shrooms. Eating all the perks on some food type shit. Shot to make it work, 9 to 5 type shit. Eating all the perks on some food type shit. Eating all the perks on some food type shit. All the homies crashing on some food type. Flooding up the bodies like a pool type.
Alright, y'all boys, just picked up the wonderful Jason, man, you know what I'm saying, model of the day. So now we're about to go ahead and slide to Samaya's content house, and we're about to go scope out the scenery and see what it's talking about, you feel me? So stay tuned for that, man. It's happening. All right, y'all boys, so we made it to the content house right here, and KP right up in there, you know what I'm saying? She's waiting on us right there. She gonna be doing some shits, you know what I'm saying? She gonna be speaking a little bit here and there about her style of photography, because her style of photography is definitely a unique style. It's the style that I low-key wanted, so I'm a hater low-key, I ain't gonna lie to you. But you know, she gonna teach me some shit today too, so y'all stay tuned for that one as well. But yeah, we're just gonna take all this shit into the crib, and then, you know, we're gonna see what it do and try to figure out how to do shit before niggas pull up. So yeah. All right, y'all boys, we are in the content house. We just set everything up. Everything is good. Peachy King, good to go. Let me show y'all what things are looking like real quick, a little behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? So we got going. We got the big ass 7-foot parabolic. I'm gonna be showing how soft the light is from the parabolic and how it actually spreads around everything in this area right up in here. In this area over here, we have a music room. Hold on real quick, let me turn this down. Turn that down real quick. So yeah, all right, so with this room right up in here, this is gonna be showcasing like composition and all this and that with the regular smaller softbox, to really like show the actual what's it called, to actually show the separation and how this light actually stays just on the subject with the grid rather than like around the whole entire area. So we're gonna be showcasing that with composition. You see I got some plants and a table right here. We're gonna put her like right in the middle and show like how the grid is gonna, you know, actually affect this on the camera. Over here, we have the actual studio room. This is where we're gonna do more grid stuff, but with a bigger softbox. We're gonna really showcase how things actually look with the bigger softbox in the grid compared to, you know, the smaller one. But it's gonna be on the backdrop. And of course, you know, Jason, she's gonna be doing what she do on the ladder. KD, he's gonna be holding the camera. So yeah, that's that. So right now we're good to go on that, and yeah, the audio might be a little fucked, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This mic's been switching here and there, back and back, so I might redo that. I don't know, probably. Stay tuned, y'all boys. Some of y'all don't already know my real name, Nicholas Jonas, crazy shit, right? But yeah, it's that, StretchLifeVisuals. I've been doing photography for like 4 or 5 years now. I've been doing videography for like, I want to say 12, 13 years. So more versed in videography, but photography is like something that I jumped in when I realized it's like quicker for like cash and all this and that. And I actually fell in love with it because my love for the cash made me fall in love with photography. You know what I'm saying? I already like video, but then photography, I noticed that like, you know, if I could knock out like 3 or 4 clients a day, $200 to $500 each, it's like, whoa. Compared to video, you probably doing one project all day. You know what I'm saying? You only getting paid like $500 for real. So it's like, okay, cool. Took that, ran with it. Now, you know, I'll be doing a lot of money every year with photography alone. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool, real vibey. And what I'm gonna be doing today is just teaching y'all like my basic lighting setups on what I do to keep the client like satisfied every time. You know what I'm saying? Regular stuff, nothing crazy. It's literally all stuff that I learned on YouTube. So, you know what I'm saying? Of course, this is gonna be recorded, as y'all can see with KD. It's gonna be in the Patreon. I'm also gonna upload a portion to YouTube too, so y'all can actually see it and all this and that. But yeah, introducing Jason again, you know what I'm saying? She's gonna be the model for the day. Of course, you know, I have another photographer. She went to go grab some like fruit and all that for everybody. You know, if y'all like fruit and whatnot. Her name's KP. She's gonna be teaching y'all one of her lighting setups too, because she does like this old school, grainy, like, you know, I forgot the actual photographer's name that blew up off of that style, but she does the same type of style as him, where like the grainy photos with like, you know, the golds and all that old school type shit. So she's gonna be doing that, showcasing that when she gets here with her coffee stain light. I don't know nothing about coffee stain lighting and whatnot, but she's gonna be showing y'all that. So y'all can see it. Let me go ahead and pull it back so y'all can see it. You see it's like stained up and shit. I don't know what it does for real, but this is how she make her shit pop. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna figure it out with that when she get here. But other than that, first thing we're gonna be doing, I'm gonna just be showcasing y'all, you know, the 7-foot parabolic. This is my favorite type of lighting to use. This light right here is really hard to use, I'm not gonna lie to you, but once you actually get the hang up and start using it more, it gets super easier. The reason why I like it, the bigger the softbox, the softer the light, of course, you know. And this softbox is very huge. If y'all step over, if y'all want to, it's up to y'all. Y'all are gonna be using it too if y'all want to use it, you know what I'm saying, later on after I show y'all like the setups and the settings and all this and that to, you know, do what you do. I have triggers for all cameras other than Fuji. Sorry if any of y'all use Fuji, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't hate them, but you know, I don't use them. So. But yeah, so with the 7-foot parabolic, the type of lighting that I use, I either use my AD600 or if y'all can see it, let me show y'all real quick, or my DP600 3V. Now, this light right here it's a real, I ain't gonna say inexpensive, but it's not as expensive as lighting can get, you know. Like that one right there, this one was the $600, the Godox AD600, that's like $500 to $600. This one, only $200 something. So it's perfect for studio, only difference, you can take that anywhere, this needs to be plugged in, as you can see. That's why I keep nothing but these in the studio. I have 3 of these in total, you know. What's up? How you doing? Hi. Hey, what's up? Shake your hand. What's your name?
Cindy.
Nice to meet you, Cindy. So yeah, just gonna hop on in. I literally just started. I just did a little introduction and whatnot. Nicholas Jonas, real name. If y'all wanna call me Nick, don't matter, Stretch, I don't care. Y'all my dog, so you know what I'm saying. It is what it is. But like I was saying, DP600 3V. Inexpensive for real for studio. If any of y'all ever like, you know, do want to get your own studio started up, I got 3 of these, 1 for the front, 2 for the back, or any other type of lighting setups that y'all want to use. You know what I'm saying? Because these are perfect. Haven't failed me. I love them. There's another studio where I'm at that actually uses these. He put me onto them. It's called Focal. Actual name Raymond. Created differently on Instagram if y'all want to check them out. He told me about these lights. I went and copped them, fell in love with them. Because I was using the SK400s to start off. They were okay, but they not like this, and they cost about the same. So, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. The reason why I like it so much is because the spread on this is amazing. You can literally light up a whole entire stadium with this light right here, and it's gonna be super soft. So if I was to come over here and take this right there, you can literally see exactly what it's hitting. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at Jason right now, you see exactly what's going on with her. But if I was to turn it off, you see nothing's happening. Turn it back on, that's what it's gonna look like when you actually flash the photo. But if y'all watch my videos and y'all on the Patreon already, then you already know I always expose for the background first, and then I add the light to it. So we're not gonna be doing things with lights off yet, but I'm gonna show y'all how to do this with lights on. Cause in the studio, you know, studios will always have like their lights on unless you want to turn them off or cover shit and all this and that. But usually in my studio, my lights are always on. Real simple, real easy. When you're doing this, trigger, of course, y'all know about triggers and all this and that. I'm assuming I know for sure. Cause I forgot even to ask, y'all shoot strobe, right? Like all y'all know about strobe, right? Like, y'all know, okay, cool. So then yeah, bet. So I always turn it off first when I'm doing what I do. And then literally, I'll just have the model stand there and tell her, you know what I'm saying, hey, do what you do. I'm just getting my settings real quick, you know what I'm saying, getting everything right. I'll literally go to her, and as I'm exposing, I use the little MM. I wish I could show y'all, but I'm just come around and see, you know what I'm saying, the MM, that's really gonna be your exposure meter. So right now, things are super underexposed. That's why it's blinking negative 2.0. You give me this number right here, negative 2.0, negative 2.0. I assume all cameras have the metering tool to show you exactly like, you know, what the exposure is looking like. I like keeping my exposure between -1 to -1.7. Now, any number in between, like -1.3, perfectly fine. It's up to you and what you like. So if I was to tweak my settings, I'm not gonna change the f-stop at all. So what I wanna show in this particular photo right now is basically, I wanna show Jason, but I wanna show a little bit of the couch and all that too. I don't wanna do too much. So what I would do, this is a 2.8 lens, 24-70. This is gonna be the best lens to use in the studio, in my opinion. You know, you guys can of course switch it up, but y'all know we don't have a lot of space in here. So 16-35, 24-70, 35 prime, 16 prime, whatever you want to use it, it'll get the job done. And by the way, that's KP right there. She's gonna be the one to teach y'all coffee stain good stuff, you know what I'm saying? She brought y'all fruit and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So you good. So yeah, -1.7, -1.3 is what I'm aiming for. But when you're doing like stuff like this, me personally, I don't like to touch my ISO. I like to keep my ISO like as low as possible. In this case, I'm gonna keep it at 125 because I do want a little bit of light to be shown in the background, you know? And then after I look at it, I look at her still blinking -2.0. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna probably up the ISO just a little bit more. Let's see. So we're gonna go to 250 and that should be smooth. So this is what the photo is gonna look like with no light right up in here. That's what we get with no light. Real simple, real easy, no light. Now, this is where the magic happens, you know what I'm saying? This is why I like using the parabolic. I'm gonna turn it on, and then after that, I'm gonna literally just tweak the light settings. Tweaking the light settings to where I want them to be at. So I'm gonna probably do 1/16 just to start out to see what it's gonna look like. So Jason, just give me a regular pose, 3, 2, perfect. So 1/16 is too much. So now I'm gonna lower it. So I'm gonna go to, let me show you that real quick. So it's super blown out, super duper blown out. Because 1/16 is too much. Way too much. I'm not changing none of the camera settings yet, you know. I could tweak the camera settings later on if I wanted to, but right now I'm just gonna tweak the light to see what that's gonna look like. So boom. I'm gonna go ahead and do, I wanna say 1/32. I'm gonna see what that looks like. Jason, 3, 2, and perfect. That's a little bit better. It's still super blown out though. So I feel like we need to go down like another, at least 2 stops in my opinion. So we're gonna do like 1/64 probably. Let's see what that looks like. 1/64. 3, 2, and it's getting way better. So now, I ain't gonna lie to you, I like how soft the light is, but now all I'm gonna do is tweak my ISO. Because like I said, I raised my ISO in order to get a -1.7. But now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lower it. So I'm gonna take it down 1 notch to 200. So 3, 2, and boom, and that's perfect. So that's what we're gonna get. Nice, smooth, clean image, you know what I'm saying? The lighting's hitting perfectly. And all it was literally just trial and error using the parabolic. And now, without this, if you were using like, say for instance, this right up in here, or another one of the smaller lights, it's not gonna light up the whole entire, you know what I'm saying, scene, like how this light light up the whole entire scene. So everything in this photo was lit. But if I was to use a smaller softbox, this is what I'm gonna be showing y'all inside of there, it's not gonna light everything up at all. Because like I said, the bigger the light source, softer the light, the more the light spreads, you know what I'm saying? So after I get that, I'll literally just have Jason, all right, Jason, you know, do what you do, pose it up, you know what I'm saying, live it up, do what you do, you know what I'm saying, do some stuff, and we're gonna do it like that. But we don't need to do that. Like I said, I'm gonna save that for y'all. Y'all see how the shot's gonna look. Y'all basically gonna do the same thing. Anybody got a question right quick?
What's your Kelvin at?
Kelvin? Oh shit, important. So now what I like doing with this A7R5, I ain't gonna lie to you, auto white balance does perfect on this camera, so I don't have to really change the Kelvin too much at all. But when I was using my 3, usually I would go anywhere between 5,000 and 5,500. That's like the perfect range to really like get an even, you know what I'm saying, skin color. You don't really mess anything up, all this and the third. And yeah, real simple. Questions? Questions around? And then y'all ever used this before? Or use it? Use it? Nope, never. Cool, perfect. So now, I'm gonna show y'all the backlight. I like using the backlight a lot. I never do a shoot without a backlight, I'm not gonna lie to you, unless I'm just teaching and doing what I do. This is my 8200. Got a little bandage on it, you know what I'm saying? It's been through the war, you know what I'm saying? I use it for everything, as y'all can see. All it's gonna do is go on the opposite side of my parabolic. This is my go-to setup in the studio for everything, literally. So as y'all seen, I got my light settings already for A. So now I'm gonna get my light settings for B. And it all just depends on how harsh you want the light to be, you feel me? So check it out. I'm gonna go ahead and start out at the highest power B can be. So I'm gonna do 1/1 and we're gonna see how that looks with the same exact settings. I didn't change anything. So Jason, give me 3, 2, and perfect. So as y'all can see, super. Hey, how you doing? What's up? What's your name?
Simone.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, cool. So let me show you real quick. You know what I'm saying? This is with the B light. Let me show you with the A light. So we did like trial and error on the A light, and this is what we got from that. So now we're adding B, and that's what it looks like on the highest power. So check it out. See it? Super bright, super blared out, because that's the highest power B can go to. Right up in there. So cool. So now we just tweak it from there. Now we know that's way too bright, way too bright. So what we're gonna do, instead of 1/1, I'm probably just gonna bring it down to like 1/16. That's like 4 stops down, I believe. And we're gonna take a shot and see how it looks. 3, 2, and perfect. That's clean, that looks way better. So pay attention from this to that. So this to that, right up in there. You see you got that rim light right around her arm and whatnot. Now, it could be better than this though, because like I said, it's trial and error. The light settings are actually perfect. I like how she's popping out, but we can pop her out more. And the way we're gonna do that, we're just gonna come over here and we're gonna move it. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. Now, there's a lot of stuff over here, I ain't gonna lie to you. So I'm gonna just like move that a little bit. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. So we're just gonna move this like right up in here. So it's really facing the back of her a little bit more. And then we're gonna take a shot and we're gonna see how it looks. All right, so same thing, Jason. 3, 2, and that's perfect. So same deal, but we got a little bit of spill on the wall from that. So I'm gonna show y'all, check it out, and see how it's spilling out into the wall a little bit. And the only thing you would really do to correct that, the spill right there, you would literally just move the light over a little bit. So you bring it this way, right up in here, about right there. That way it doesn't hit the wall anymore, and you should be good. So let's take a shot and find out. Still got a little bit of spill. I'm gonna move over a little bit. 3, 2, and perfect. So yeah, we're still getting a little bit of spill, but y'all get the gist, man. You're just gonna move it around, trial and error it until you know you get exactly what you're supposed to be getting right here. So yeah. Let me show you real quick. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but let me show you. So like that's the spill going on right now. And yeah, we're just trying to correct that. And the way you do it, you just move it around until it doesn't hit anymore, or you just move your subject more away from the wall. That way you can actually, you know what I'm saying, control the light more. Now, if you didn't have the grid on the strip box, then it would definitely show everywhere. That's why we like using grids, you know what I'm saying, because it's more directional. But I'm gonna be telling y'all about that in the other one. So other than that, that's all I got for my favorite lighting setups. The #1 setup, I always use 7 foot and then a strip box in the back. Now, like I said, I got 3 lights in my studio, so I'll have 2 strip boxes in the back, one on each side, you know, and I would do it like that. Another method, and I'm gonna be showing y'all in there, is using this to fill in. So y'all already know, if you're using the light source above the subject, then there's gonna be shadows underneath. This is gonna combat that. So you put this literally like right up under this, right up in here, or you can put it right up under the model. You can't because of this coffee table, but you know. And it's literally gonna bounce the light and fill in them shadows. So, but like I said, I'm gonna teach y'all that in one of them rooms.
Follow me.
So, over like composition and stuff like that, you know. Composition is real simple. The way I like to do composition, these let me turn this on for y'all real quick. These grid lines that's on the camera, the grid lines that's on the camera, you know. Of course, your camera can do that with the grid lines and all this and that. This is how you're gonna actually frame up, you know, your subject and whatnot. Now, the way I like to use the grid lines, I always like to have my subject either in the middle of the grid lines, like right on the forehead. Oh, I can show this a little better, but but either way, y'all get the gist. So I like to have them right in the middle, at least if I can, and then I have everything else on the lines on the outside. So say for instance, if I was gonna take a shot like this, I would have Jason literally right in the middle, and I would have the coffee table literally on the left grid line, and the plants and stuff on the right grid line. So I'm gonna move this in a little bit, and then I'm gonna take a shot. So this is essentially gonna be the same thing as the parabolic out there. Same exact concept. The only difference, the light's not gonna spread a lot because as y'all can see, this one is gridded and it's a smaller source of light. So it's not as big as a 7-foot parabolic. So the light is literally just gonna hit in this little circle right up in here, especially with the grid. Without the grid, it's gonna spread a little bit, but not like that 7-foot. So the lighting modifier you use does matter. You have to kind of be intentional with your lighting and whatnot when you're doing stuff in the studio. 7-foot allows you to be able to make mistakes and it still look good, you know what I'm saying? But with stuff like this, you gotta be on point, you gotta be on key, you know, and you'll be good. So we're gonna take a couple shots, see what they're gonna look like real quick. Let me set this up real fast, make sure it's in the field of view. So I'm gonna just go with the same exact settings I use for outside over there because like I said, everything should be the same. I might need to up the flash power of this light just a little bit because it is gridded, so the light's not gonna be as, you know, as great. So real quick, Jason, pay attention to how I'm positioned as well. I'm getting low with her because I want to be able to be on par and make her look a little bit bigger. So the lower I get, the more bigger she looks. Cause you don't want to be like way up top to make your model look way small or have her like looking up to break her neck and all this. Yeah, you want her to kind of like look right at the lens, and that'll help out a lot. So I'm gonna take the first shot. I'm gonna just move this right here in front of her. We should be good. So let's do it. 3, 2, and that's perfect. So I'm gonna show y'all what this is looking like. As you can see, it's a little more moody, it's darker, it's not as much light, you know what I'm saying? And this is what we getting. So it's real smooth, real simple, you know. I like this look a lot, but I'm gonna brighten it up just a little bit more because like I said, I don't want it to be too moody. Well, I didn't say that, but now I'm saying I don't want it to be too moody. Right now it's on 1/64, so I'm gonna just go to 1/32. So one more shot, Jason. 3, 2, and perfect. That's clean. So this is the type of image that I would go for. I didn't change none of the camera settings. All I changed was the light settings. And now we're about to talk about the composition of the photo. So it's a real clean photo, as y'all can see. I'll go around. So with this, as you know, with the grid lines, you can see the grid lines right up in here. So check her out, right in here. This is how I want her. I want these right up in here, the coffee table, and the actual plants to be on the line itself as well, while she's in the middle. Everything that she is in, she's touching every line inside of this. So if y'all wanna come over here and check it out, and y'all wanna see it, see how I shot it. So as you can see in the grid line, she's touching every line possible. She's in the middle, her head's touching the top line, her feet's touching the bottom line, coffee table's touching the left line, and the plants are touching the right line. You wanna pay attention to that, because good composition makes a photo for sure. Because when you post stuff on Instagram, people are looking at it. You don't want them to look at no bullshit, you know what I'm saying? You actually want them to look at something that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, make it pop, make it appeal, you know? That's pretty much how I would do it. Now, I'm gonna be using this right up in here to kind of bounce the light a little bit more because I want the underside of her to be a little bit brighter. So the way I like to do it, I like to have the stand kind of turned a little bit. That way it opens up more. That way I can actually set the grid down to like right up in here if possible. So I'm gonna move this. It's gonna be right here. So now, as this is hitting her, it's gonna hit her right in the face, and then this bottom part is actually gonna hit this right up in here too. So the light's gonna hit the grid, and it's gonna bounce up literally to fill in them bottom shadows. So I'm gonna show y'all the photo before one more time so y'all can see how the difference is gonna be. Let me get rid of that real quick. Boom. So this is what the photo looks like now. Pay attention, see what it's hitting on. You know what I'm saying? It's down the third. And now we're gonna see what it looks like with the grid on it. Check it out. Well, not with the grid, but with the bounce light, with the reflector. So ISO 200, 100, went over, was it 32? Yep. All right, bet. So now we're gonna shoot with the grid or with the reflector. 3, 2, and boom. So we're gonna do it before, after. Minuscule difference, but there is a difference if you can tell. Yeah. So look at the wall right there, and now look at it. So you can tell it actually did something to the actual photo. And if you put it into actual Photoshop and whatnot, you'll see the difference for sure. Composition, reflector, smaller softbox, more directional lighting, and that's that. So now we get to the last part, the studio. So of course, guys, this right here, this is the, what is this? 40-something inch deep parabolic. I like using this for mainly my videos, I'm not gonna lie to you, but you could also use it for photography as well. This one is more so like the 7-foot umbrella, but it's a little more, I wanna say, it's a little more harsher. You know, the umbrella is a little wider, that way it creates more wider spread, that way it's more softer, but this one right here creates a little bit more harsher light, which is why I have it gridded. And I'm gonna be showing y'all the differences between the grid and without the grid. So, I'm not gonna change none of the settings. I like how it is. I'm just gonna test it out right quick to see how it's gonna look. Nothing's changed. ISO 200, shutter speed 100, f-stop 2.8, 1/32. So let's see how it looks. 3, 2, and okay, cool. That's honestly clean. So I'm gonna tell y'all this real quick, and then I'm gonna take a shot and show y'all. So one of the main things when you're doing like a one light setup in the studio and whatnot on backdrops and all that, you want to make sure your subject is actually facing the light, depending on what you're going for. Me personally, this is the one setup that I use a lot when it comes to, well, this is what I used a lot when I was starting out, when a lot of people like, you know, didn't really know what they wanted to do. They just know they wanted regular pictures. So I would always have it off at an angle, and then I would have them face the softbox itself, because it creates those shadows on the opposite side of her, which makes it more kind of dramatic, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It gives that more dramatic look. That way you can edit it a little bit better, you can make it pop a little more and all this and that. But the big thing about it, you just want your subject to actually face the light, because if she was facing this way, then it would pretty much just be hitting her back, and you won't see nothing on this side of her, you know? So if you're seeing everything on this side and her back is now not lit, that creates the dramatic effect, you know? So I'm gonna take a shot, I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like gridded, and then I'm gonna take a shot and show y'all what it looks like ungridded. So, yep, just like that. 3, 2, and perfect. So this is what we getting. That's what she looks like right here. Regular, nothing crazy, you know. Pay attention to the shadows, pay attention to where they at, because that's the biggest thing that I can tell y'all about photography. A lot of people think it's more so like, you know, you want to see your light, you want to see this, that, and the third. But once you get down how to actually use your light, that's when you want to start looking into the shadows, because that's what's really going to elevate your photography. Once you figure out how to use shadows, once you figure out how to put shadows where you want them to be at, you level up entirely, I promise. So yeah, that's what it looks like gridded. I'm gonna take the grid off now and show y'all the difference and, you know, the actual look. Hopefully it doesn't fall over. All right, cool. That's good enough. So this is what it's gonna look like. I didn't change no settings, 200, 100, 2.8, 32. And now we're gonna get the difference. So same thing, Jason. 3, 2, and perfect. So here's the difference. So check it out. We got this, and then we got that. Way brighter. Now you can use this, of course. This is without. That's with. Without. With. Without. With. Now you can do this. You would literally just have to tweak the light. And that's it. So say for instance, I could bring this down lower to like 1/64. It still looks clean. Except here, you know, it's more softer. So I'm gonna use this. I'll show y'all. So here's the first one with the grid, and this is without the grid. You see there's less shadows than on this one. It's a minuscule difference, but you can tell once you look at the backdrop. Just look at how bright the backdrop is compared to the other one, you know. Other than that, that's really, you know, what you're thinking about with grids. Like I said in there, it's all about directing your light, how you want your light to look, what you want your light to do. You can add this to it. Like I said, my go-to every time I put it at the bottom to fill in the bottom of the chin and all this and that. And yeah, that's honestly about it with that. Now, another thing I can tell y'all, depending on what lenses you use, like I said, you can do 35, 16. I know those type of lenses, they go down to like 1.8, 1.4, this, that, and the third. When you're working with that, I like using my 105, 1.4 for literally everything. I'm not gonna lie to you. I started recently doing it in the studio, and the way I would do it, I would add props. So instead of her sitting on the ladder, I would literally put it in the background, have her step in front of it, or maybe like use it as a prop or something like that. We're not actually gonna do it, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm just telling them it's a little extra tidbit. But yeah, I would have it in the background, maybe a plant or something like that. I would have her step in front, put it in at 1.4, and I would literally just, you know, subject it on her. That way everything in the background is blurred out and she's popping out way more. Other than that, that's really all the lighting setups I got, man. I want to go ahead, get KP, however you want to do it. Tell them about your coffee stain, tell them who you are, tell them what you do.
All right. Hi, y'all. I'm KP, also known as the KP Archives on Instagram. My style of photography, if I were to describe it, because I don't really like to put myself in a box, I am a portrait photographer. A lot of people tend to reference my photos as like vintage film or like film-based look kind of situation. Y'all can make that judgment for yourself. I don't care. But my main thing is studio. So this is me and my element. But I'm a little bit different when it comes to my approach on things. So before I start a shoot, my main thing is working with intentionality. So like being more intentional with your work. So a lot of people, when they come to me and they're like, hey KP, I want to shoot, I say, how do you want to feel when you look at these pictures? How do you want to feel during the shoot? Like how we, you know, I feel like that kind of gauges how I'm going to edit things, how I light things, and everything like that. So being intentional with your work is the number one thing. Now, second of all, when you work from a place of intentionality, you can kind of gauge in terms of like how you want to have things feel post-production and also in studio. So for me, I do a one light setup as well, but as Stretch mentioned, I do like I have a coffee based kind of situation. I'll be right back. I basically coffee stained my diffuser. Why do I do that? Why did I do that? A lot of people ask me. It's because it brings out like the warm undertones in a lot of darker skinned people. So I work with a lot of people of color. And one of my main pet peeves when I first started photography was like critiquing others, because I didn't have any work to critique at the time. But when looking at other people's work, I always noticed how a lot of darker skinned people were a lot like just washed out or kind of just gray. But that was because there was no necessarily like, I could tell that there wasn't any thought in terms of like temperature when it comes to shooting black people. So black people are more on the warmer side. So instead of just having like a diffuser that's just like white, because that's more on the colder side, I decided to go ahead and coffee stain it, and I dyed it, and it turns out more on the warmer side, so like yellow. So turn it on here. That's what it looks like. So it has more of a yellow-ish tint, but it definitely works. So that's what I do. I'm a little bit different. And I also don't even use a grid majority of the time, just because I do just a one light setup. This is literally my light. This is my go-to light. I only use one light. I can't go without this baby. This is me against the world. But with that being said, just because it is one light doesn't mean that you can't try out different things. I usually tend to, in terms of like how it hits the subject, I usually do it more of like a 45-degree angle and then high up. So then, like Stretch was saying, with like shadows and depth and everything like that, it just adds more, I don't know, it gives the picture a lot more of a deeper feel, just because of the depth of the shadows and everything like that. but that also goes back to intentionality. So if somebody is coming in for maybe like a family shoot, maybe that's not what they're looking for. So maybe you look into doing like a 2-light setup, but it's all a matter of, you know, what the end goal is. But yeah, it's kind of what I have. It's a big deal because I don't be talking to people like that. I'm very closed off.
So y'all, if anything, you know, if any of y'all got a question, blurt it out now. You know what I'm saying? Stand in third. If not, then Jason. However, whoever y'all want to do some shots, if y'all have your cameras, you got an hour. You feel me? Okay. Don't take too long. You know, people do want to shoot. If y'all do want to shoot in the stand in third, use any setup you want. Let me know if you need a trigger. I got all the triggers with me. So
I have a trigger.
Let me hold us on the trigger.
you something?
All right, y'all, I got a cricket head, so let's not make my head cricket.
Appreciate you.
I forgot to tell y'all that shit, man. Silver, of course, silver reflects more, just like the reflector. But if you're using like a white, it's gonna be way softer. So that's why inside of here is white, but inside of the other ones in there, they're silver. So of course, you know, the light's gonna be a little harsher than the third. I always try to get white on the inside because I like soft light. But you know, it's good to be versatile. It's good to know how to use both. Because if anything, you could literally just feather. I say this in all my videos too, you know what I'm saying? Feathering the light, that creates it way more softer. That's what I do for my grass shoots, because if y'all didn't know, well, they're not in here, but my beauty dishes, my 12-inch beauty dishes, they're very harsh. But that's because I'm in the outside environment. I'm using the sun a lot. That way I have to fight the sun, you know, if the sun's in the back of them and the strobes in the front. So I need more power. That's why I use those beauty dishes outside. I feather them because, you know, I want it to be softer. And yeah, that's honestly it. So pay attention to the inside when you're buying shit, because when I first started buying soft boxes, I got all silver and didn't even know it. And that's when my photos were coming out super harsh. I was mad. I didn't know till someone told me. And I was like, okay, well, I wasted a lot of money. So.
You don't gotta rush to buy like the newest thing either. Yeah. Like literally just use what you have. Even in terms of like camera gear, oh my gosh, I still use my kit lens, my 18 to 55. That's my baby. Yeah. I can't go nowhere without it. I have other lenses, but that's my go-to, and I still get pretty raw photos like that. So yeah, like learning to work with what you have is definitely the go-to thing.
February, all of his is Canon EOS R.
Oh my God.
24 to 105, f4, 24 to 105. I didn't tell him to get nothing else. 24 to 105.
Look at all these cameras in here. What you shoot with?
I shoot with a Sony A6000.
Oh, A6000? Okay then, stop playing. What you over here got? What you shooting with? What you shooting with?
Canon RP.
Okay,
yeah.
Canon boys, stop playing. That's the Canon crew. What you got over here?
Nikon.
Nikon? Oh, Nikon in the house. That was my first camera. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What you got? What you shooting with? Sony gang. Stop playing. Woo. Anybody else there? What you shooting with?
Sony A7 IV.
Sony gang. Yeah. What you shooting with? Oh. Tight shit. Tight shit. Hey man, what you shooting with, man? What you shooting with?
Oh man, we shooting with a pineapple. We shooting with regular deckers, you know.
Okay then. What you shooting with?
I am shooting with a Canon EOS M50 Mark II.
Canon boys. You feel me?
Always Canon. Forever Canon.
Y'all boy, you know what I'm saying? It's Amaya right here, you know what I'm saying? SC Content House. Y'all better go do what y'all do, man. You feel me? This the person that, you know what I'm saying, doing it all. Y'all got Cub out there, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah. They shooting right now, you know what I'm saying? Y'all already seen what's going on. This, that, and third. We're having a blast. It's been great. Been loving it. Thank you so much, Samara. You know what I'm saying? You doing what you do, you know what I'm saying? Love the shit. And yeah, I don't know what's going on right now, but you know, we doing what we do. Katie over here modeling. he laid up and all. Got the leg up in the chair, leg up in some other people's couch. It's crazy. Man. Hey man.
I fuck Shireen and went to tell my bros. Then Usher Raymond let it burn came on. I saw that night top rhyming, yeah bitch. Park the car, then we start rhyming, yeah bitch.